It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Cowboys and the Ravens, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some...
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Well, the Cowboys making their way out behind the NFL's leader in touchdown passes for 2023. In his 9th season now, Dak Prescott.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-to-1 as opposed to the 2-to-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. A first carry now. This is Williams. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
At the 26-yard line.
Here's Prescott. Over the middle, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Prescott. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that may get lost in the grand scheme of things, but one thing's for sure. You certainly don't want to go 3 and out. Play call and coming up with a first down.
Now the first carry here for their running back. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Pass complete to Tolbert on the crossing route. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking 1 drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Seven 0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here's the first drive for the Ravens, and at the helm is the 2023 NFL Most Valuable Player. 2nd such time he's won the award, Lamar Jackson.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 13 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, He has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
You look at this Cowboy defense. They come into top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up second down. Inside handoff, Henry. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down. Play action. Now Jackson. His throw incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
A throw out wide caught by Hopkins. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
They'll run for the first time with Hill. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Jackson now. This will go to Henry out wide. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Play action. It's Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Ravens are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On second and goal, here's the option. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Jackson. Toward the pylon, caught. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. He tried to keep it himself, but can't stretch his way in. And this Cowboy defense comes up with a goal line stand. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game, that they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Kyle Van Noy in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Now Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The Cowboys at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Prescott to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Prescott. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. But you look at this defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Throwing, Prescott. Throw is caught by Schoonmaker. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Looking to throw, Prescott. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now Prescott. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
And the Cowboys going to bring on Brian Anger to punt on 4th down. Deontay Hardy deep for Baltimore. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
Well, they've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Here's Hill one more time. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
The Ravens on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Jackson.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. Prescott now.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And Lamb took his game a step further a season ago with career highs in yards, touchdowns, and catches. 135, the most in the league. He wears number 88 on his jersey. That means he is wide receiver 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. The next thing he wants to add, leading his team to a Super Bowl.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it.
Touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
To throw again on second down. Prescott.
This throw left side is caught by Tolbert.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, Running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Right back to Tolbert. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Well, now how about this return? And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now here come the Ravens. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. They begin the drive with Hill. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Slot man moves right. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Here's 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That is caught. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. To throw is Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now they run the option on 2nd down. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper. In motion left goes a tight end. Again, Jackson will keep it. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Throwing is Jackson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is 1 play from stalling out.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. No stopping Peyton Turner on that sack. He would not be denied. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
It really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Prescott. It's caught. Tolbert. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here's Prescott. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To the air again, Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range. No sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. On the crossing route, he finds Kohler. 2nd down and 6 now. Here's Jackson to throw. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson now. Finds his man. It's Kohler. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They go play action with Jackson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Looking to throw. Steps away. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And that one, no contest.
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
2nd and 7. A throw out wide caught by Hopkins. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Now Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now a 10th carry for Hill. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. He'll get this down to the 38.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now it's Jackson. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that'll bring him back within a point. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Here's Prescott. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play. And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They'll start by running the option to the right. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll run straight ahead with Hill. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now hang on here. Looks like we have an injured player. Yeah, Mark Andrews is in some discomfort. To pick up the first down and move the chains. Jackson. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. A third quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. The slot man in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their number 1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Here's Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. This 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 28-yard line.
Now Prescott. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Prescott now.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And he's taken down inside the 30. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
Left side to Lamb.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 20, here's 2nd and a yard.
At the 20-yard line.
And again, it's Prescott. Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a 1st down.
Prescott from the gun. A quick throw, but incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Oh, Prescott stripped.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe they could at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one, so you look over at the sideline. There's head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it, field goal time.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
To throw is Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now 2nd and 5.
They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Now it's Jackson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he goes out right around the 39.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth.
Jackson. Over the middle, connecting with Kohler.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Going right back to Kohler.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down.
Play action. It's Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down.
And Jackson throwing once more.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he...
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Prescott to throw it.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Prescott.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Jackson now.
Got his target. That's Kohler.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Throwing is Jackson.
Finds his man. It's Kohler.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And once again, Hill, he's been busy. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Again, it's Hill. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Here's Jackson to throw. Throw right side taken in by Wallace.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
First down, here's Mitchell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Jackson, options out left. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result. Usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this, and they're on the move here with a first down.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. To throw is Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. To the air again, Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Now Prescott. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Credit that sack to Travis Jones. A 3rd and long. You knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, He really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know, you could hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
And he won't quite make it to the 25. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. Now Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
I think we're both starting to run out of adjectives because this pressure has been relentless all game, but none of the prior sacks might be as impressive as the one we just saw.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Jackson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Big play looming here. This is 3rd and 7 with a crowd on their feet. They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his... And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Here's 2nd down and 3. Here's Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Now Prescott. Eluding the pressure. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Dak. A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Prescott. And that will be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10. Jackson. That is caught. Bateman. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him. why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On third down, it's Hill. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the Cowboys going to get the first chance here to search for a winner as we're back underway to start this overtime. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. And now here come the Cowboys. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Here comes a big one now in overtime. This is 3rd and inches. Here comes the first throw in OT for Prescott. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Here's Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And again, it's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
A 62-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
And the Ravens taking the field. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? If the overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to keep everything in front.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. From the gun, a run for Hill.
51 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down. Now what can Jackson do here in overtime? He finds Hopkins complete, but they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line.
Well, Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So for Dallas, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.